there's one thing we expect NASA to be good at, it's looking into space. NASA has optics pointed in every direction to get pictures of planets, stars, and nebula for the worst people's Facebook cover photos. NASA is funded by a culture desperate to find new things to be afraid of, and space is truly the undiscovered frontier of terrifying danger, like, say, the supermassive black hole eating our own galaxy. So how the hell do the scientists in Armageddon fail to spot a world-destroying asteroid hurtling towards our planet until it's only a couple of weeks away? It's simple. Michael Bay's Armageddon is a dystopian, hellscaped Transformers prequel. Don't believe me? Well, let's look at the math. The space math. Early in the movie, the president asks why nobody noticed a floating, Texas-sized asteroid in all of its 268,597 square miles of planet-obliterating rock. Billy Bob Thornton correctly points out that space is very big, and our telescopes and probes can only scan narrow fields at a time. But, counterpoint, the asteroid isn't some dinky comet, it's essentially a rogue moon filling up the night sky. Yet Armageddon astronomers, or Astromageddoners, are only tipped off to the asteroid's existence when shrapnel from its collision with the asteroid belt begin tearing up their satellites. That's like not noticing an intruder until he's already made several sandwiches, built himself a home office, and convinced your wife to leave you.
Go get my goddamn phone book!
Okay, look, the distance between Earth and the asteroid belt is anywhere between 111 and 204 million miles. Let's give NASA the benefit of the doubt and say the asteroid collided at the nearest point. They point out the asteroid is traveling at 22,000 miles per hour, and they discovered it when it was about 18 days away from Earth. That means, at best, the asteroid crashed into the asteroid belt a shocking 192 days before anybody noticed, despite the collision resulting in this insane apocalyptic dust cloud wake of death. Even worse, considering poor dwarfy planet Pluto sits about 4.67 billion miles away from Earth, if we assume the speed was unchanged, the massive asteroid was potentially floating around in the solar system for over 24 years. What the hell has NASA been observing for a quarter century if not a 700-mile wide rock about a third the size of our freaking moon hurtling towards our planet? Maybe they were all watching Ben Affleck's animal cracker-fueled sexual antics?
Watch as he stalks his prey.
In those 2.5 decades, we discovered dozens of moons on distant planets way smaller than the asteroid, and launched unmanned exploratory spacecraft that must have gone at least fairly near this hulking monstrosity. And that's before considering NASA itself established 6 years earlier a program designed specifically to detect asteroids and objects as small as just 2/3 of a mile wide. How is this possible? Well, one very weird explanation comes from Billy Bob again when he explains that there are only 9 telescopes in the world that could spot the asteroid, even when it's only a scant 9.5 million miles away. A regular 8-inch telescope you can buy at Walmart can see something like 2 billion light years away. The only logical conclusion is telescopes are for some reason extremely rare in the Armageddon-verse and have never been produced commercially. With this universe's potent combination of managerial incompetence, scientific backwardness, and apparent lack of funding, it's no wonder their best plan to save Earth was sending a bunch of lunatic drill operators into space instead of actual trained astronauts.
He's got space dementia.
But what if NASA's incompetence is intentional? What if they actually don't want anybody looking into space? Because they're worried they'll see robots. Transforming robots. In the first Transformers movie, we learn Megatron was discovered on Earth frozen in ice back in 1895. By probing his exhaust pipe, humanity gained several major scientific breakthroughs. The US government doesn't want to give up this strategic advantage, so they are constantly trying to hide the existence of Transformers. In fact, in the third movie, we learn even NASA is in on the cover-up, and the entire reason America went to the moon in the first place was to search for other Transformer tech. They really should stop leaving that lying around. Now, Cybertron is technically a rogue planet floating aimlessly through space, which means at times it comes extremely close to Earth. The only way to be sure no snot-nosed kid accidentally uses his Christmas telescope to confirm the existence of robots who fuck is to ensure nobody can access telescopes besides a select few trusted members of NASA.
I am directly below. Enemy scrotum.
That hides the existence of Cybertron, sure, but it also means only a handful of people are scanning space for big-ass death rocks. The existence of Transformers and their crazy future tech would also explain how Billy Bob and company created a nuclear weapon able to output the 800 trillion terajoules of energy required to split the asteroid in two. For reference, the total energy output of Big Ivan, the largest bomb ever detonated, only came to about 418,000 terajoules. The Armageddon scientists constructed a bomb about 2 billion times stronger than the most powerful weapon ever built. That's firepower you can only build using information gleaned from the inside of Megatron's colon.
No, sir.
To can take this even one step further and use the Transformerverse to explain how chill everybody is with wholesale death and destruction. Billy Bob justifies hiding the existence of the asteroid from the public to prevent a panic, despite NYC being absolutely frickin' leveled by smaller asteroids. How did that not cause a panic? Everybody just laughs and does bits while the world explodes around them.
It could have happened. Looks at that. Let me see. It could have been a terrorist bomb, to a dead body, somebody shot, stabbed.
Again, it's because this movie is part of the Transformers universe where cities are constantly obliterated by insane extraterrestrial threats. It's just sort of the way of the world, as common as the New York Giants losing football games. No use getting all worked up about it.
I want to go shopping.
Me too. But we ain't going nowhere because this is a traffic jam.
All of the math points to Armageddon being a prequel to the 2007 Transformers movie and an integral installment in that grand cinematic series and a part of that hellishly dystopian universe. An honest accounting of the numbers prove John McClane drilling an asteroid to death as the direct result of close inspecting Megatron's taint. It's just math.
Prepare the world for bad news.
I asked Michael why it was easier to train oil drillers to become astronauts than it was to train astronauts to become oil drillers. And he told me to shut the f*** up. So that was the end of that talk. Oh, 1 whole week? Now you know how to fly into space? I need my guys. Why do you need them? They're the best. Everyone's the best. Why are they the best? I don't know. They just are. Like, somehow they can build rocket ships, but they don't understand, like, what makes a good tranny.